Let us write the detail also here. Look, details of this cell. Whenever the cell comes out of interphase, the number of chromosomes are the same. As I told you here, chromosomes same. So 23 from father side, 23 from mother side, which becomes a total 46. So the cell has small n, one small n from mother, one small n from father. The cell is still two small n. Clear? And what about the DNA, amount of DNA, friends? So the amount of DNA, you can see here, one capital N from my father's side and one capital N from my mother's side. If the chromosome is like this, it has one N. And if the chromosome is like this, it has two N. So all the 23 chromosomes from my father's side have become double structured, and all the 23 chromosomes from my mother's side also became double structured. So when 1n is converted to 2n, so my mother chromosomes have become 2n and my father's chromosomes have also become 2n. So 2n DNA from father, 2n DNA from mother, which become 4n. So you can see, my dear friends, during what? During interphase, the amount of DNA is double, but the number of chromosomes are same. This was just the detail which we wrote. So let us write this detail here. The cell has how many chromosomes? 23 from father, 23 from mother, which total of 46, and one small n from father, one small n from mother, which is two small n, right? And two capital N from father now and two capital N from mother, which is total 4n. Clear? The cell is still diploid. You can see here, it is a diploid cell. Why? Because it has 46 chromosomes. So whenever the cell comes out of the interphase, it has what detail? I told you here. Just the amount of DNA has been replicated. Now let us begin our real story of the mitosis. Look, so during mitosis, what happens? That the nucleus actually divides. From mitosis, we mean that actually mitosis is the division of the nucleus, right? And cytokinesis is the division of cell. So during mitosis, what happens? Only the nucleus divides and leaves the cell to cytokinesis, that please, now it's your turn and divide the cell. So the cell will divide. Clear? So let us move forward, friends. We don't waste our time. What happens to the cell during other phases of mitosis? Now, this phase will begin the first phase of the M phase, and this was called prophase. Clear? So what happens during prophase? This phase is our prophase. Let me write here. Prophase. Done. So one important things occur during prophase. We will write them here just for understanding. Clear, friends? Look carefully what happens during prophase. During prophase, first of all, nuclear membrane ruptures. We have to divide the nucleus. So first we should erase the membrane, then we will start working inside the what? Inside the nucleus. So what happens during prophase? The first and important thing that occurs during prophase is that nuclear membrane ruptures. Done. Then what happens? The centriole that we have, how many centrioles? We have two centrioles. So here is a centriole and here is a centriole, and I have told you while I was discussing about the interphase that the centriole division occurs and they start moving towards the opposite poles of the cell. So the centrioles came to the opposite poles, and they start secreting special or creating special proteins, and these proteins are called the astral fibers. So astral fibers are formed. Astral fibers formation occurs. right? Then number 3, from these centrioles another group of fibers are formed, and these fibers are called the polar fibers, right? What do they called? They are called the polar fibers. So polar fibers are formed from centriole. What fibers? Polar fibers are formed. Done, friends. These changes are occurring during what? During prophase. So we know that there is not only one polar, there are many polar fibers. So we, for understanding purpose, we just draw only 2. So these are polar fibers. Clear? Then the cell enters to an prometaphase. What? Prometaphase. So from prophase, the cell enters to prometaphase. This will be our metaphase. So the phase which is present before metaphase, that is called the prometaphase. So what happens during prometaphase? Look carefully. During prometaphase, the cell membrane, the nuclear membrane which has been ruptured here, right? That nuclear membrane will be vanished during prometaphase. Look carefully. Look. The nuclear membrane is ruptured here. That ruptured nuclear membrane during prometaphase, that will be disappeared. Done. So what happened during prometaphase? The first thing, nuclear membrane disappear. Done. Then number 2, what happens? We know here we have our centrioles. So from centrioles there were fibers arising, and these fibers were called astral fibers, and from them there were the second group of fibers which are called the polar fibers. Done. These polar fibers arises, they make connections with each other on each poles of the cell, and there are the third type of fibers which are arising from the microtubules, and these are called the kinetochore. What? Microtubules. Done. So kinetochore microtubules arise. Kinetochore fibers arise. And what do? They actually go and attack the chromosomes on centromere. They actually go and attack the chromosome on centromere. So if here is our chromosome, right, and these fibers are our kinetochore fibers, so they make connections with the centromere, and we will see that they will start pulling these centromere and will dissect the chromosome and will cut the chromosome here and will divide one chromosome into 2 chromosomes. Done. So what happens? That is, the kinetochore microtubules arise and attach to what? And attach to the centromere. This is also done. So then the cell moves towards the third phase, that is called the metaphase. Metaphase. Clear? So what happens during metaphase? Look carefully. Meta means center. Meta means center. So during this phase, all the chromosomes which are present, how many chromosomes are present? The 46 chromosomes. All the 46 chromosomes arrange themselves in the center of the cell. Let me make them in the center of the cell. All the chromosomes which are present in the cell arrange themselves in the center of the cell, and what will happen to them we will see. Like this. And friends, these are our centrioles. Done. Then from centrioles there were astral fibers. ancestral fibers, and then there were polar fibers which were present in the opposite poles. Then these are our polar fibers, and then there were the third type of fibers which were attacking the chromosomes on their centromere. Done. Look, so what has happened, that all the chromosomes which are present in the cell, so you know here we have drawn only 3 chromosomes, but not really the 3 chromosomes. There are about 46 chromosomes. So all the 46 chromosomes have arranged themselves in the center of the cell, and this phase in which you can see this picture, this is called the metaphase, and this structure is called the metaphase plate. Metaphase plate. Clear, friends?